My friend Katie is my neighbor, but most importantly, she also does a recreational therapy. She's one of those people that just always say hello when I'm coming in. This is before even I met her, even if before I knew her. Um, she and her husband always say hello, her late husband always said hello, and while walking the dog, just happy saying hello. To me, typical New Yorker. But I admire Katie for waking up every morning, doing the things, walking the dog, saying hello to me, even during her darkest time. Like she always like, "Hey Esther, how are you doing? How are the kids? What's going on with the nonprofit? What are you working on?" Just really happy. Even when she's herself is having a hard time. But she always like check in on me, just said, "Hey, you need anything?" Even with doing this podcast, I said, "Katie, can I interview you for love and bereavement, and which is a bottomless pit?" And I said, "Listen, if it's too hard for you to talk about it, don't worry about it." She said, "No, no, 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 no. I'll do it." And that's the kind of person Katie is. And I hope that you'll enjoy just listening to her as much as I'm listening to her. Hi, everybody. My name is Esther Yang, and this is Esther Yang and Friends. So I want to help welcome my neighbor, who's the best neighbor ever, Katie. But unfortunately, and the best dog. You know, the dog is the cutest, the cutest. So, but unfortunately, we're going to talk about bereavement and grief, and we're going to talk about Walt, whom I also love, who is a chef. But Katie can talk more about that. And so I know it's very difficult for Katie to be here, and because I know my dad passed away. I was adopted. My dad, Harry, was a police officer, and I miss him. And it's been like 30 years, and I still miss him, and I still talk to him. So I want Katie, I want you to talk about Walt. So tell me about what is it tell you know tell me about what happened to Walt, and then tell
Right.
me what you love about Walt, and that you talk up to Walt, and
Yes.
everything about Walt.
Yeah. So we had moved to New York City in October of 2019, and with all the hopes and promises that New York City gives to us, little did we know that we would be coming into a pandemic. So by the grace of God, we got into our apartment, and Esther became our neighbor, and things were going okay despite the pandemic. Walt was having some health issues, but we were getting through it. And then in August of 2020, he didn't wake up. He went to bed and he didn't wake up that morning, and he had a
Mm.
heart attack in his sleep. I tried to revive him, and he was in intensive care for 5 days, but unfortunately, he didn't make it. He was 44 years old, and it
Mm.
is was and he was my best friend. We don't have kids. We have our dogs. It was just him and I, and it was the best relationship. I didn't even hope. I didn't even know that was possible.
Mm.
All the good things that we. I mean, we had our troubles. Don't get us wrong, but we, we just were
But you
always
were
there for each
happy.
other.
You were happy
We
with
were
Walt.
happy. We were happy. We were poor. We were happy. We did it together. We ate
Money is
really
not
well.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. We ate really well. He was a chef, and
Oh,
it was just like that's
I
how we
know.
celebrated.
Every time I come in, I could smell. I was never invited, but I could smell the food, just going into the building. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, Walt was great, and Walt did laundry.
And
You
he was,
know?
yes, he was not afraid to do chores around the house. He wasn't working, unfortunately, for because of COVID. He
Mm.
was a chef, so all the restaurants were closed, but I was working, and he like had no problem taking up the slack and doing everything that needed to be done. He was great.
And he
And
always did it. I have to say,
mhm.
I have to say to the
Mhm.
audience, he always did it with a smile. Even with the laundry. And I said
Right.
hello. He was very, very friendly. But
Yes.
so, Katie, I mean, this is like
Yeah. So
terrible. But
now,
how do you cope with this?
yeah, so it was hard. I wasn't able to even speak to anybody for the first 30 35 days. I just couldn't talk. I just was so stunned and shocked, and all the feelings that come with it, the fear and the everything, confusion. And, each day I had seen people who had gone through tragic losses before and didn't handle it the right way. And I just didn't want to be that way because I saw that they still had to handle their grief even after all their bad decisions and the consequences that come from trying to avoid it. So I had that in the back of my head. And I just every day, I actually, it might sound crazy, but I just talked to him as if he was still there because I still needed him. I still needed his influence. I needed his guidance. I needed his love. So I still spoke to him, and it's strange because I never felt like he was around. I felt like he was gone. He wasn't. And in the last week, it's so weird you asked me to do this. I have felt his presence, and
Mm.
and I have felt him. And I think all the problems with the lobby door is him because he was a little evil elf. He liked to play games and liked to mess with people and liked to play pranks.
So
You
that
know,
was Walt.
that
Oh, I
was
knew it. I knew it. We have a ghost in the building. I just knew it,
and I'm pretty
because,
sure
oh
it's
my God.
Walt. No,
Oh,
yeah, no, every day is tough. It was the hardest was like I would go out to work, and when I would turn the corner to come down our street,
mm,
that is when it hit me. Like I was going home and there was no one there. Walt was not there and he wasn't going to be there, and that was hard. And the only thing I can tell anybody who's about to go through this is allow yourself the time. Everybody has these unrealistic expectations of, oh, I'll be fine in a year, I'll be fine in 6 months. I'm 3 years later and I'm just now feeling like myself again. And it took a long time, and it's hard to give yourself time when all you have is time by yourself and all the things. It's hard to allow yourself that grace, but it's very important to, you know, each each journey is individual to the person going through it.
yeah,
And so,
Stephen Levine wrote this great book. Highly recommend it for everybody. It's when he said that grief is like a bottomless pit, and you just go to this spiral of like depressions and anger and whatever. But grief is a bottomless pit. And the other second book that I recommend is by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross about
mm-hmm,
self-studying. And but some people, when they have cancer, they go through it 3 years. But with Walt, it was a different death. It was
yeah,
a different passing. It was like very sudden, right, Katie?
yes,
And that's
yes,
why I think it hurts most, because you didn't get a chance to
no
say
prepare.
goodbye.
Oh God, there's so many things, so many chances and things that I didn't get to do, and it's about accepting, just accepting. Like it sounds so simple in these words people used to say to me in different parts of my life, and I just was like, ah, okay, what and it's true. I mean, you just have to. It's about accepting that he's gone, and what am I going to do now? And for a long time I couldn't accept that he was gone. It just was too hard. It was I that magical thinking that Joan Didion talks about in her books is
Mm,
it's strong. And it protects our little psyches and our hearts because we
mm,
can't handle the truth right then. It's too painful. And I think that allowing people to help us as well, because I'm as much as I help everybody else, I'm not one to take a lot of help. And I know that sounds strange, but allowing my mom to come stay with me, I didn't even talk to her.
right.
I
Your
let her stay
sister.
with me. My sister, everybody, allowing those people to check on me. I didn't have to go over and be with them all the time, but I allowed them to come in and check on me, and that was good. I needed that as well. And then my good Esther, a little blessing, like a little happy bird, would come down and bring me little meals or little gifts and just check on me when I was alone. And Esther, that was, I mean, we didn't even know each other really. We just knew each other as neighbors and in passing. And you just heard what I was going through, and you just put everything down and was there for me. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, 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 no. It was. I dragged you into my meditations class before
I
today.
needed
I
it.
said,
I needed it.
come to my meditation class. You might meet Walt, but I do
I know.
miss
I
his
needed it
cooking.
though.
Yeah,
I needed it.
I do miss his cooking, and I know that his interview is a little bit hard on you, and I said that too, because but I think it's very important that this Esther Young and Friends podcast is to encourage people to use our experience.
Right.
right? So that it benefit other people, and that life is super short, right, Katie?
It
And
sure
that
is.
we want to appreciate and be joyful for whatever that we got,
Right.
just
And
that
it's
little
hard.
time. Yeah, never easy.
Yeah.
And so, I'm grateful that you also take care of seniors. I
Hmm.
know, right?
I
And you,
work with death and dying. So
yeah,
it's, one thing I wanted to say about, oh shoot, I just lost it. Never mind. I just lost it. It's okay. Go
about
on.
death and dying and seniors. I was talking about
Hmm.
seniors, that you do take care of seniors.
I do. I help them age in place.
Yeah. So what I recommend, I mean, for me, when I'm dealing with my clients who's going through bereavement, I always said, don't stop your life. Like celebrate what you normally do as if like the person was still alive.
Well, that's what I wanted to say that I lost.
Mm,
Many people, this is really important. If nobody hears anything but this statement, many people shy away from wanting to talk about Walt with me. And
mm.
that is not, I love talking about Walt. I love when people remind me of stories of things he said, or how what he meant to them. I encourage people try to avoid it because they don't want to upset me. But I love it when people talk about Walt. It just makes him feel alive in his spirit. And I just encourage people not to try to. I know you people don't want to talk about things that are uncomfortable or bring up subjects that make hurt people, but that is one thing that I really encourage people to talk about your loved ones, talk about them, because it makes the loss a little less painful, because you're like, yeah, he was funny, he did do that, I forgot about that, so those
And
things
he
are
was a
really
great
important.
cook, right?
And he was a great cook, and he was a great person,
And he messed up our front door entrance.
and he's he's messing it up as we speak.
He's messing it up. And we couldn't open the key. So now we know the culprit. So every time I'm going to go in, it's like that damn Walt, man.
Right. Walt,
You
let
know,
me in today.
how's that?
Thank
He
you,
did it
Esther.
again. All right. I love you. I know
I
you have
love
to go
you.
to another one. I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.